Yo. Is that in the right place? Hello, hello. How are you doing? So, did you have a chance to play yet? Decided to start the day with alcohol-free beer. Thiago, I think in regards to that, Zapsi already had something posted on Discord from Motec, where you could see that in the higher speed sections, or at high speeds, the Bentley was having a little less downforce than before. So they just took away some front end downforce on the Bentley, the more the speed builds basically. So maybe that nerfs it enough to bring it back in line with the other cars. Yeah, it seems the Porsche is pretty strong on Watkins so far. I really tried like 1.5 to 2 hours this morning in the BMW. I managed just about a 42. And the Porsche is very close to the 41s by now. Wash hands. It's weird, I'm not seeing the emote. Just wash hands, Alex. You're coming from just from outside. Don't think there have been changes that require you to change the setup on the Ferrari. No. Yeah, I heard that too about the Honda, but not sure. I think in regards to Bob, they really did nothing. Just the Bentley thing. I read something somewhere on the Porsche, but I have no confirmation of that, to be honest. So I already did Indy. And I already did Watkins. So I just uploaded the Watkins hot lap. So if you want to watch that, just open another tab. And I've done Indy yesterday to do a data pack. Let me show you that quickly. Where's my Chrome here? That should show you Chrome, does it? Oh yeah, we're in a lot of chat right on top of it. Let's make that a bit smaller, maybe. That's too large. Do we need that in the first place here? Anyway. So here's the packages I did this morning. So if we go to, what did I do? Indy. So I did an Indy setup for the M4, or actually I did several setups. So I did one for qualifying, I did one for pure typical LFM distance, half a tank basically, but a bit less. The somewhat full tank, and those are the lap times I did on Indy. So you see the qualifying time here, 50 liter time and 110 liter time. Porsche Bob change, not to my knowledge, seems pretty strong. Yeah, Aston got something in the ref range, but didn't look too deep into it yet. For tourists, I guess the Aston V12 because the sound is the best, or the 992 Cup potentially. So for Kota and for Indianapolis, I think any downforce setup you have will do. So Misano or Nürburgring, what's there, Barcelona probably. But for Watkins, it feels like you definitely have to go low downforce or lower downforce. So let's say less drag. Downforce is always good, but less drag. So I also did a pack for where is it? Watkins. Actually did two. So I did one yesterday, which is like this here. Really a stable setup, should be good to drive, but doesn't have the absolute punch. And I kind of rushed the lap time, so maybe there's a bit more in there. And then this morning I tried again, a bit longer, so I made a separate pack because it's really an entirely different setup. You can even see I placed the link of the hot lap here, so you can just click on the website and then you're redirected here to the hot lap. And that went like 4/10 quicker with low downforce, but it's quite tricky to drive. So I leave it up to people what they're comfortable with. I guess for most people the stable setup is just fine. But yeah, if you want to go bunkers, go low downforce. Nah, Zandvoort is like maximum downforce. I guess you'll pretty much lose time with that. It's good to hear, Sam, because I always feel we're still alpha, beta, still in development, right? And I'm basically as the guy being responsible for like releasing this the way it is. I always feel it's never finished. But my friend, the coder, the programmer, said, you know, there's never a finished website. You just have to publish it at some point. Any published website is better than an offline website. So yeah, we went ahead. Coda max or mid, we're gonna find out. just now. Simon, the thing is with the packages, so we definitely aiming for that, but I think we first have to see how it goes, because creators directly get a share of each sale, right? And if we have like a bulk discount or something, then the creator also gets less per package. And also if you buy a bulk, I don't want you to buy a setup pack of a single creator, but I want you to choose like 10 setups of whatever you want to have. So if you spread that across several creators, then just means that the sale per setup goes down to like 4 or 350 or whatever, and then this makes the share of the creator get smaller too. So for now I want to have stable sale figures for the creators, so they are happy and keep producing data. Yeah, okay. I'll try mid, but I think I'll just go from aggressive preset and then see where we end up. I still have a couple spoons to eat here. Let me actually go into the setup maybe, or into a lab here. So if we take my latest Watkins lab. Oh, we even have just a new feature right now. Just uploaded that second pretty much. Okay, so let's say we want to look at turn 1 and we just go to this and we can see it now, just that I think it doesn't zoom in quite in the right place yet. Yeah, Kind of something. It zooms to turn 2, kind of. Turn 2 to 4, this is correct. Turn 5 to 9 is correct. Then we have turn 10. That's a bit not quite in the right place. Or maybe it's because... yeah, probably have to scroll down like this and then it works. Not quite. Just making an issue report right now. So, turn 1 is here. Yeah, spa setup is a good take, because that's normally mid to low downforce, not exactly high. Let me turn down the music a bit, I'm getting distracted myself here. And I think the Audi is pretty aero efficient anyway, right? If you add more downforce, it doesn't really go slower on the straight. Yeah, I mean, I don't drive the Audi much, so it will hard for me to tell. But if you really must know, sorry, I need to go back real quick. If we go to Watkins once more, you can see that Niklas Huben already uploaded an Audi setup here, qualifying, and some race lap time there as well. I guess this is for yeah, he says so, for LFM Sprint, so it's like half a tank. Yeah, I think the Audi is kind of special there, right? Because it just doesn't produce that drag. Even with maximum ring, it's not that much drag. But in turn, it doesn't have like much options in terms of downforce. I'd say for Glenn something more like mid or even low. But I mean, it really depends, right? Because lap time wise, there's a couple tenths between the perfect and the stable one or so. And if you're just more consistent with the stable one, then that's much better for you. Because with one mistake, you can lose 10 seconds. And if you're 10 laps, 3/10 slower, you lose 3 seconds. So sometimes it's not the best choice to go with a faster setup. That's why I made 2 packages. But yeah, we were just looking at that. So just really quickly going through there. And then I think it's easy enough for you all to simply use that yourself. So the zooming here doesn't quite work on the map, so just have to relocate that a bit still. But we're fixing as we go. And then we have the focus on the turn here, and you can just pretty easily see everything, I guess, right? So we have the gears down here, we have the steering, we have the pedals, and you can see how it all progresses through the corner. And the most important bit really is you can zoom in here, and once you compare to, what do we compare it to? It doesn't really make sense to compare to my own labs, because the line is going to be very, very similar, but I'll load one anyway. Yeah, but if you run zero wing, you probably also have to go higher on the front or so to balance it out. Okay, anyway, so I have 2 laps of my own here now. Yeah, it's pretty hard to see the difference, I think. There are 2 lines painted now, but yeah, I'm just driving in the same place all the time, so it's very hard to see the differences. Maybe we see something if we go to the chicane. Maybe I hit that differently. Yeah, nah, it's just all too... Yeah, here's a bit of a line difference there. But I guess it gets... There's better visibility if you compare it with an actually wrong-driven line, right? Here's a bit of a difference. Bit wider entry with the one lap than the other. But yeah, that's why I said if lap times are really close, of course the lines are going to be really, really similar. Maybe there is a tiny difference or so in where the car is placed. But yeah, if you compare with your lab, you'll see much more differences in the line and where the car is placed, which should make it much easier in the end. If money wasn't a problem, oof, tough one, you know. I like my VRS. I wouldn't change it right now because I'm perfectly happy with how it's set up. But I certainly want to drive on a properly set up SC2 Pro base as well. But then I wouldn't know how to fit my rim, right? Because that's even better than the base. With the latest software VRS has, I didn't find the first feedback settings yet, but I also didn't have time to really check. So I'm running an old firmware, which shouldn't be a problem. But there, I at least know my force feedback settings. Uh, tough to make a call. So apart from the map here, you kind of also see right where the difference in breaking point are, and I mean, of course, you can zoom in more, right? It's just a pre-selection here, but if you want to have more detail, just zoom in even harsher, right? Or even more, and then just zoom back. This now makes, I think, this function here, this up here, this already makes it like 10 times more usable with a quick zoom, so to say, to each corner. Just that the map isn't in the right place, but this zooming here, that was really tricky. Which is now better. Now, the only thing I have to do is I have to add those sections for all tracks, and I only manage the new tracks. I think I have Brands Hatch, Donington, and Snetterton done. So those that are next in LFM, and those that are or were the licensed tracks. So I spent some time this afternoon adding more sections to the other tracks too. And then you have those quick zoom buttons up here. But now you still need a code to access the site. But yeah, in Discord, there's a channel where you just request one raising your hands. Okay. Enough with that. I'd say let's go to this because there the new labs are going to pop up once I'm driving. Shall we go into voice with Gregor? Because I think he's doing the same thing. Oh, we have to vote something. Yeah, we have to vote for SRO if we change track to one of the new ones. Where's my game? Where's my scene? Here. That looks better. Oh, wrong. Single player, Coda, standard hot lap settings. Isn't that a beauty? I don't know, Victor. What do you vote? Let's see, Ellen. I kind of like it because as a driver, it gives you options. The more tricky the track, because I think ACC overall is fairly easy with the GT3s. Everybody's doing the same times, even if they're not driving as well. But if it's harder to place the car, which you definitely have in the S's on Coda, you just might be able to make a difference when you're a better driver. I don't think we are allowed to say which track they're trying to, or which track they are asking us to vote on to change. So I'd rather stay quiet. Game sound should be on. Yeah. So we start from the aggressive preset. So let's add a bit of caster. That's always going to help. Definitely the camber. Definitely that toe. This is just the standard stuff. Zero toe here, no toe there. Usually running less camber on the rear to rotate the car. Yeah, okay, I understand. It's yeah, I mean, at least on the track we have right now, we kind of know the BOP, but on Indy, I think it's just way too difficult, way too early to judge. So I'm kind of scared of doing a track change. So Watkins, if you're in a Porsche, you need to do 42s. If you're in any other car, it seems to do 43s. So brake bias needs to go somewhere in this direction. We have a lot of direction changes, so we want the car to respond, which probably means we want to run higher roll bars. The car tends to not like a hard rear spring, so we're reducing that. Yeah, we probably want to maintain some rake, so we're reducing this. This is pretty much the setup I've been driving in the preview event, I think. At least it's what we're going to end up with. And the lower the preload, the more you lose during acceleration. The higher you do it, the more snappy the car gets. Well, we're definitely going to raise that a bit. And I think damper-wise, I'll not touch the fast dampers at all. We usually want to run a bit of rake and keep the car stable, the platform stable, not have too much impact on aero. We just raise the bump damping and increase the rebound damping on the rear to get the same effect, right? So this should keep the platform a bit more stable. This is pretty much how ACC kind of works right now. You try to lock the car into a certain aero position and then keep it there. I'll probably just start it like this. And now all I need is tire pressures, which I'll probably only get... well, the track is more going to the left than it is going to the right. Right? Let's try 26 all around, and we'll see where we end up. It's hot lap mode, right? So we need a bit higher. The BMW can't do full negative toe in the rear, right? It's knows we can go 0, so we are missing out on additional rotation. It's super zoomed in. What do you mean? Oh, yeah, it's a bit much indeed. Okay, 1 second. Yeah, I see. Got it now. Center horizontally. That should be fine now. Sorry. Yeah, usually no need to run higher toe. I did it on Indianapolis, in fact, because you have very aggressive direction changes and the rear end would just kind of fade away from you, and it definitely helped to increase the toe there a bit, but you'll see that if you buy the package. So aero, I'll leave this. Not sure we'll actually be fine with a 50 mil here on the front, likely going to bottom out quite madly. The good thing about how hot lap mode is that you have controlled conditions and you don't have to do the warm-up lap, right? So it saves a lot of time, especially here in Coda, where we're doing like 2 minutes. So I can just do many more iterations if I'm doing the hot lap mode as a start, and then I can, once I'm somewhat happy with the balance, I can go to a longer session and do proper kilos and all that. Yeah, exactly. That's an actual problem for the BMW, that we don't have those toe values. So what do we call this? Popo, and then Coder M4. Well, maybe adding hot lap right there. Electronics, I think they're mainly fine. Let's see, it's a low grip track. Maybe we go higher. Let's start with 4 right away. And let's see how you can become a member of Popometer. So the website, so registration on the website requires you to have a code, which you can just get by writing on Discord right now. Initially, we only gave it out to everyone who's a member of the YouTube channel as well. But I think the platform is running stable enough that we'll soon release anyway. So if you're late to the codes, you'll get one anyway. Just ping me on Discord. No higher? What do you mean? The front? Yeah, but I know already, but I think I would just want to test, show and test. You'll see how the pressures develop over the lap. But I haven't done a single lap of Coda here at home, so give me a couple to warm up, I guess. Oh, that's understeer? Bit fast, maybe. Green light, go, go, go. Sorry again. It's so good to have an actual brake under your foot. This is blind, nice. This is almost blind. The timing is so crucial here. Yeah, it's just about fine. It's a bit wide. Got very nervous with the rear there. That's Heusigwald Ultimates. Yeah, okay, I heard good things about them. This braking point is absolutely horrible. Very hard to find a reference. So I was definitely too early. Definitely too late here. The line is kind of showing you to go tight, but I don't think you need to. Okay. So, second to last corner, the track limits are a bit wider. Wow, that's freaking slow. So, we've seen 203s already by Porsche? Oh my. Yeah, but let's say half the lap time for now is me. Before we do setup, definitely have to drive properly first. Get the timing right, oh man.
Your lap time is invalidated. Please try to stay on the track.
Okay, that works for whatever reason. 2-3-2, yeah. I mean, W seems to have all the wrong gears again, so... I had that on Watkins already, where there was several places where the car was banging the limiter and the upshift just about didn't make sense for the last 5 meters of the straight or so. So 250, 200, 150, and then slightly behind that line. That kind of works, still too early. So something like 125 meters or so. So difficult because they're blind, I can't see them out of the side window too. Okay, that works too, nice. Here, for example, the car just goes into the limiter. Do I want to shift up to fourth? I don't know, probably not. Okay, it takes some curves on the inside, and then it refuses to take others at all, completely. This one doesn't work as well. Yeah, that's gonna be fun. I think it will be fine after a couple weeks. But initially the track limits are really annoying because you literally have to find it for every corner. Yes, hey Conrad. And one gets better. So this curve was fine, right? Yeah. This one here isn't. Those are not. We know that already. It's so freaking annoying already. Yeah, I don't feel like actually doing changes to the setup yet. I can't possibly tell. I should have checked pressures because I've completely failed in that area. Was there anything particular apart from my line being dog shit? Not really, I think. Maybe definitely want to raise this to make the curves a tiny bit more pleasing. Then I can also add more rake, which maybe gives more downforce. But on the wing end, I don't think I want to do anything yet. First I have to make sure I'm driving the right way. Which on such a long track, which I've never really driven, basically. Just takes a moment. Can't tap into experience for this one. It's a track where traction is important, and that's why Porsche seems strong. Tiny correction there for the misplacement. No, the setup, at least one setup, right? I made 3 setups, for example, for Watkins. So one for a quali, one for a short race, one for a long race. Mainly fuel load, but there's always tiny differences. Okay, can still go later, I think. Well, that corner definitely is taken from Misano. Okay, so I think we should be doing a 4 before we do anything. Oh, frick. Couldn't avoid it anymore. Yeah, short shift doesn't help, it seems. Have to power through in second. Which one is 15? I always trouble counting, to be honest. Sometimes they take something at the corner, sometimes they don't. In fact, Lewis, I mean all cars. Like you'll see it much more extreme on Mercedes, McLaren, Porsche. Yeah, it's probably the trickiest track in the game, I'd say now. There's also so much like compounded time gained or lost in the first sector, especially. Like if you get one corner right or wrong, it like keeps costing or keeps giving you time for the next 5, 6, 7 corners. Ja, hi Sven, ja, war gut, mal was anderes zur Abwechslung. Wird aber nicht meine Stadt, glaube ich. You hear that way transfer, the car just hates it. Still took the gains home there. Ja, true. Silverstone SS times 4 kind of makes sense. Ah, nicht zu teuer. Zu weiß. Zu konservativ. Altmodisch. No! Now it bumps out there. Need to do that again. Ja. Ja, ehrlich ist es vielleicht auch, aber es ist einfach zu unbekümmert. Saw that coming. Okay, what do we do? The weight transfers, absolute trash. So I'm tempted to add a bit of rear toe. Might hurt in other places, but it might just make the weight transfer a lot better. And I mean, in the entirety of Munich, you always have beer garden. That's a standard restaurant type, right? Beer garden. And then you get beer and schnitzel. And that's it. That's their entire culture. Revolves around beer and schnitzel. It's not even a stereotype. Okay. What do we do? I think I just raise the roll bars for now. Want to bring the load quicker to the rear tires, so maybe give it more bump there, but I'm not exactly sure. This is where things get meh. Young. Okay. Or maybe So I think we can do this. Potentially we can do something like this. Let's see how balanced is with that. But I think that track needs more rake. I think it needs more rake. Let's do more instead of less. I think that's better. Let's just try more aggressive aero. And already did the toe. Bit on the dampers, nothing on the springs, so keep it like that. Tiny things. I mean, we don't do the entire development in hot lap mode, but I like to do the start of the development in hot lap mode because I can just make changes quicker and then go right on a lap that I can take as a reference and see how it has changed. But if I always have to do the out lap and then invalidate the first lap and have the tire degradation and all, then there's so many factors to judge what the car is doing and why it's doing it. I think it's just better to start in hot lap. Now the rear's a bit too happy even. Car has zero traction. I mean, I was almost going straight and the TC kept interfering. Let's try 5. I haven't done more laps on Indy yet, to be honest, than 5 in a row. Was bad. On the steery. How am I not cracking into the 204s and the Porsche does 203 low? Bullshit. I mean, the Porsche needs 100 kilos, so what? Nah, the race to lose. I think it was McCormick or Tortellini or so. Yeah, but still, even if you add 10 degrees, it's gonna still do a 203. Or very low 204, and that's a lot to go. Okay, so either want a lower rear, which will take some agility, or we want higher wing. So what do we do first? Rather the higher wing. I don't see going much lower. That would be weird. Nah. Rather higher wing and more rake. Actually, I'll go max. Let's see where we end up. We'll be absolutely shit for traction. But we'll see. Maybe 7. Nah, 8 wing doesn't seem to make a lot of sense. And then like this. Yeah. Let's try this. This. Let the Porsche be strong somewhere? It's literally one of the fastest cars.
qualified comment. I think we're gonna ignore track limits for now. Meaning I'll just keep going even if I'm off track, just to get some laps in. Gain 0, nice. It's insane how much this little bump costs. 1.5 tenths. It's not tortellini, it's a freaking Porsche. And you found tortellini temps again. Yeah, that didn't do anything. Oh, come on. Suffering will be endless from track limits. It just doesn't accelerate, no chance. Yeah, I think the faster thing is really a matter of how you can convert it. It's just really, really tricky. Okay, that was a lot of time. That was the worst line ever, I think. Actually, not. Oh, hey. It's just a different car that is fast. I doubt anyone will do 2 or 3s in the BMW. At least just not like that. I think that there's plenty of time left, but getting every corner right just takes time. No, it's not been nerfed. No. It's just that other cars haven't been driven so well before, I guess. And I think it makes a difference if you view the pro grids versus the amateur grids. Okay, that's the first proper lap.
Well done, mate. Your fastest lap so far.
I think we're losing the most time out of the slow corners, I think. And the TC just, yeah, it just kills it. Good luck. Yeah, I mean, if I use more ring, it presses the rear more into the ground, so the car gets more flat and we have less frontal area. Yeah, so more wing doesn't necessarily make it slow, but we can gain a lot of top speed taking the wing off in the end. No, so with the gearing with the M4, it's pretty simple. Aris has an idea of what they might be, but he's not going to implement it before BMW confirms. And they probably just have to do a few cycles internally before doing that. Yeah, I think you did that yesterday evening or this morning already, right? 40-1. But yeah, that's just, I mean, the car is almost a second faster there. It's absolutely ridiculous. Okay, so we need rear traction, which usually means we want the softer rear spring, which will give us huge problems with all the weight transfer. So maybe what we can do is just use a stiffer spring, but use a very soft roll bar. Maybe we get some effect in traction like that and not losing the weight transfer stability, so to say. It's weird that with the bottoming didn't really change a lot with 52 millimeters. I don't know if we want to limit the range more or actually give it more. We can try, let's try a bit more. There's really nothing we can do here. I again forgot to check the pressures, but they do seem fine, more or less. Maybe we need 2 clicks on the rear because it's a rather understeery track. Yeah, Porsche seems to be a bit fast. I mean, this time is just outright impossible in BMW. I don't know about the other cars. Haven't seen too much yet. But Audi was also 43 low by Huben. Maybe that's half a second more, but not a full second. Where did that time come from? Just the brakes? The rear end is so nervous in this car without fuel. No, that was not intentional. You think it makes a difference though? It's probably placebo. Yeah, I mean, one click. That's likely not going to matter. Maybe you want to give it more. Let's see what happens. No, I'm not for it. It's 23, 28. Always 23, 28. But temperature doesn't have that huge impact anymore. Like, it's not 1/10, 1 degree as it was, I don't know, half a year ago? Yeah, but I think this is a BMW thing. If it's oversteery there, it just spins elsewhere. Had a 10th here last time around. Now it's just not there. All ends up in the same. Just the mistakes are elsewhere. Also not more traction, not at all. Yeah, I mean, we're talking 0 hundredths difference. Wow, 2000s. I think this is 109 or 110 firmware. Of course. Definitely with a stiffer spring, it's more nervous. I can feel it helps though, but I don't see any impact of the roll bar, to be honest. So I definitely don't have more traction. So we can might as well just keep it up there. Okay. Well, if he does that, second to last corner, nearly full throttle. Okay. Let's try things then. So my CPU, I think it's Intel 127K. And the GPU is a 3080 Ti. Hey Romain. Yep, that was the sound in the splitter, of a splitter in the ground. Yeah, rear end isn't attached to the car anymore. Pretty loose. It's not too bad though. It's just a bit oversteery. So that means back on the spring again. We don't need it anymore. Now the downforce is sorting that. Maybe that's a bit aggressive. We can keep the front up, I think. Now I had Watkins already and I did upload the hot lap. So you should be able to watch that. Yeah, I think the main issue here is just rear traction out of the slow corners. There's plenty of time. I think the rest is not too bad. Tricky to drive, but not too slow. Incredible how much time there is in an RNG slide. Just won't go. How can this be flat in the Porsche? I have to slow down like... $30-40 kmh or so? kph? Yeah. Don't have time to investigate other cars. Oh, nice. Locks the rears now into T1. So that brake bias isn't it. Maybe the... I don't know about the TC. I'll try lower once more. But it just feels there's no grip at all. Let's try even lower rear spring. Rotation was coming there. Yeah, feel the same. At least so far it has basically on all tracks the same thing. You want the soft rear spring or you don't have traction. TC8. I don't actually need the TC apart from slow corners though. Of course. Don't think I had a different breaking point. Well, we had TC7 on Hungary, for example. But I mean, it's about a tenth or something, or consistency, or saving the tire, but there isn't actual, hey, there's half a second kind of setting, right? Just doesn't exist. Here, this is, it's cutting way too much. Losing a tenth on the line already. That was too long of a text to read. That's a weird connection between... But what do you mean? Like 2 clicks? Feels kind of arbitrary. I mean, it's 2 clicks here and it's 2 clicks difference here. Or what do you mean? Okay, yeah, Watkins second to last kind of makes sense. So I think you can buy it, the rainbow shirt on... Just check the BS Competition Twitter. There's a link to the shop. Yeah, I have 4 to 3 3. Yeah, okay. And then ARPS 8-7. Ah, you mean 2 clicks or oh, so you think no, that doesn't make sense. It's 1 there, 1 2 here. But I don't think that's the like these are all fraction things. This is also a bit weird. I think we can get the same downforce balance. Oh, we actually can't, right? It only goes up there. But still, the rear feels so high. The rear just doesn't have the traction anymore. Maybe we can get away with a bit lower rake. 1/8, but I don't get the logic. Like maximum front camber, almost maximum rear camber, and then maximum and lowest roll bars. That doesn't make sense. I mean, we can do it, but I don't think there's going to be... Oh, so you mean the values, like 0.7 difference, 0.7 difference, but it's completely arbitrary, right? Think the same thing in the Ferrari and it doesn't make sense at all anymore. We can drive it. But there's no... I mean, there's no reasonable connection between the two that you should think that way. Anyway, we'll see. Definitely way to understeering now. Okay, so either it's the ARP or it was the rakes. Now we did too many changes, so let's bring it back up again. Just 1 click down, maybe? Yeah, maybe if it was the ARP, we have some options. But then we need to get the rotation elsewhere, like the spring again or so. Definitely sounds like a little less TC with a low ARP. But also the response of the rear end is really sluggish now. Give it a bit more roll bar again, okay. Yeah, that will be true. if the bump stop wouldn't keep the aero balance forward, right? If you go too low on the rear, the car just stops rotating. Or you can actually go so low that it loses all downforce. Yeah. Exactly, Nicholas. I think the issue is that we're comparing to the Porsche, which doesn't make sense. What are you doing in the Audi here? No, the problem with the rear is I need to do the direction change quicker, but now the rear end is so sluggish that I can't change direction quick enough, else I lose the rear. So I have to be slower and then I can't position the car. So needs this harder spring again now if we want to work with the low roll bars. Something with a 4, yeah. I mean, if I nail the lap, there's maybe 1, 2, 3 more or so, but definitely not a 3. And we only have 5 gears in this thingy. I'd love to take the kink differently, but it's so difficult to get the car in the right place for it. All this work just to see a 0 in the delta. More camber doesn't tend to give the car traction. It was always better to lower rear camber. Oh, I was already in the triple right in the last sector. Nice. Maybe one more click. Keep. That was better, I think. What else do we have? More camber. But it's just the difference in temperature on the rear tires. Yeah, maybe. Let's just try. Let's see where this ends up. The thing is, even if you do 1,000 changes, what you're gaining is a 10th somewhere or so. But the car is just so unresponsive to setup changes. At least lap time wise. It behaves differently, but in the end you're just equally fast. No, if you decrease preload, we have even worse traction out of the slow corners. So tiny margins, and again, just 0 in the delta. Why is my braking distance has changed from something? I'm not getting the car into the corner anymore. I don't know why. Nothing changed that should affect it. It felt good with more wing initially. Maybe try one click less, but unlikely. Never really had a setup that liked wing anything other than min or max. What do you mean the best? The best for what? For me, I don't really see this as a driver-dependent thing setup. There's one way the car can go fast, and this is how you set it up, and then the driver has to drive how the car needs to be driven. So I'm not a believer in adapting a car to driving style. There's one theoretical, physical, perfect way to set it up the fastest for a track, and then either your driver can do it or he's shit. So yeah, that didn't take us anywhere. So let's keep where we were here. And while I get the low roll bar, let's try once more with even a stiffer spring. I mean, we kind of already have stiff dampers. And it's not like there isn't... If we want even more stiff dampers, then why do we want to have them? To control pitch? To do the weight transfer quicker? It's... All these things are really not the issue. The issue is that the car is not built for direction changes. Yeah, but it's not, you have to, other cars are different. They are saying this for McLaren and Porsche, where it's probably true, where the thing is just bugged, but it doesn't work on the BMW. But what, so Salvatore, what do you want me to do with the springs then? Lower the front? The problem is that the front will squat so much that you fall out of the downforce window in the fast corners, and then the front just washes out. You tend to need to have a hard front spring, else this one front goes below, I don't know, 40 millimeters or whatever, and then you don't have downforce anymore. Well, we can try it. I mean, we're not getting anywhere with anything else as well, so. Why increase bump stops? Then I lose downforce as well. We need to keep rake. We need to maintain the rake in those fast corners. Once the rear squats, we're lost. But we're already going in circles, right? Because we had this kind of mechanical balance already at some point. Well, I'm not gonna lie. Placement was a bit easier, but now I fucked it up. And again, back to 0. But it was good already. Well, I didn't try the softer front, but I did try stiffer rears to have somewhat the same mechanical balance. I mean, there was a 10th in the first sector just now, but I fucked it up. Nope. I screwed the next one as well already. But there's a 10th or 2 in it. So small differences, and to play such a long car that doesn't want to rotate is so tricky. I mean, now, I'm probably getting like a suggestion from everyone and everything now, right? So if we do this, I'm pretty sure we'll just hit the ground all the time. Somebody needs to remember where we were. Ha, nice, mate. That's nice. I'll tell Florian. I did a sale. Need my share. But I like your thinking, Salvatore. So let's test this stuff. Ow, cramping. I think aero balance is fine. I think. What do you mean I'm not holding my mouth right? That's actually true. A Rumsa rate is already fairly low. Let's see what happens. The problem is that we have no way to see how the cambers evolve, right? Under load. Now with those springs, the front and rear axle are out of sync. The front does something, the rear takes half a second longer to do it, then the front does the next thing, and the rear isn't done yet. So we need to keep the somewhere here, somewhere closer together. More lean. That helped. Let's not do 20, okay? Let's try 15 instead. Ow. This is actual work, man. Not decrease the rake, but higher, put the front higher, right? Because I definitely want to keep the rear up. Because the front will still bottom if I lower the rear, right? I don't know yet. I've driven the lap, but I don't know what other cars do on Indy, so hard to tell. It's a very low grip track, and the BMW tends to not like low grip tracks. The slow corners on Indy as well are a problem. Oh my god, that was bad. Nah, I had setups before that were able to take that curb. Now it's always bottoming out there. So I think this is just a bit too much here, I'd say. See, now if you say I've stiffened the front, we're just going in circles, right? And then we get a different problem. Then we play with that spring, and then we play with a camber again or so, and then we're all back where we started. Yuck. That's how I feel. Yuck. But that was something to the slightly softer spring, so let's keep that for the time being. What we can talk about is the balance and then move them in the same manner. So should we go down 2 here? We'll go 2 down here. But not yet. And going 1 up on the front, I don't think is gonna work. We could try though. Maybe it squats too much. Salvatore, thank you a lot. I think the car just doesn't fit over those sausages. Just doesn't. Yeah, making front higher didn't help, so we can stay there. Let's try just less front bump sub range, okay? Just once. Yeah, honestly, I'll just stream on the BS Twitch channel, so there's some content there. I don't really care about my own Twitch, because there's no value for me in that. My value channel is the YouTube one. Yeah, true. It didn't look bad at all, and I'm 1.5 tenths down. Well, hello to China. Zero. I think there's nothing more frustrating than a zero in the delta. Yeah, of course. Of course it skates on that curb. Because 18 millimeters on the rear aren't enough. I don't know, what does everybody else do in S1? Didn't really see anyone else drive yet. That was shit. It's not about the comparison of each corner, so I just feel if the car does the right thing, I'd say. If it responds the right way, if the front axle responds the right way, if the rear takes too long to do its response. I really forgot where we came from. I think we're back to 20 that I had initially. This did nothing here. 10 was too much. 5, I don't know if it did anything. What else did we have? Nothing here, nothing here. I want to try that. 22 tire sets already. Yeah, but the car also doesn't have response. And we have some of the fastest corners here on track. So I think the outside tire could use some help from the roll bar. Or anti-roll bar, right? Not roll bar. I'm just too scared of track limits right now. And back to zero. We're just dropping random numbers. No, I got the wrong line, I think. Lower the front camber. No, that is like never... I don't think there's a single scenario in the game where you want lower front camber. We never have enough, essentially. $925, $135 on the rear, but the front spring was also one stiffer then, right? It wasn't 135 rear and 150 front. And then it was 9 and 25 rear. Yeah, I mean, the Porsche is bullshit. Let's try this. Yeah, it just accelerates, right? And here the electronics kind of have a debate with the tires and the engine whether or not it's a good idea. Yeah, don't lower steer ratio.
Your lap time is invalidated. Please try to stay on the track.
With lower steer ratio, it's just very likely you're actually steering too much. You're losing. Why is that invalid? Don't do the low steer ratio thing that the Veloce guys are doing, or whoever does that. It's not a good idea. You lose precision with low steer ratio. Woohoo! A 10th, almost. You weren't long gone. Yeah. Okay, that was the worst take through that corner ever. Why does the front bottom now when braking on the curb? And here. We're not... It's so random. Sometimes you can fit a truck under the car, and sometimes you can't drive over an ant. Is so not ready for the corners with the weight transfers. This is so bad. I think it was initially like the moment I tried higher rake, it did have a positive impact. Going lower, I don't think we're reverting that. That was a good direction. Now we just have to sort the other stuff. But fuck me, man, that car is so sluggish on weight transfer. No matter what you do, it just stays the same problem. And I'm out of beer. Where did I have 310s? I saw one. High ride heights don't make sense. We lose downforce. We need downforce, and it creates more drag. We can't use drag. Look how much the aero balance changes just with a few clicks here. Doesn't make sense. Yes, I mean, come one click is not gonna make a difference. I can do this and it's gonna drive the same. It's not gonna make a difference. That's the problem with a car. You just do this and it drives the same. You do this and it drives the same. That's the main problem, I think. Yeah, okay, but you have to always see a section as a whole, not just an individual point in the corner or so. I'll just keep driving. I think what we need is this. This is the magic number, I think. But nothing is wrong about the pitch. We want the pitch. Pitch creates downforce. I mean, we can do this to stop pitching. We can do even more of that. I think that's the standard thing on the other cars. Just max the front bump and rear rebound, for example. No, we were with a lower ring, remember? It was immediately better when I went full rake and max wing. That's where the 4 on the clock comes from in the first place. We don't really lose top speed, but it's much better in the corners. It hurts so much to see the delta. Yeah, max wing, almost max rake. That was a 10th right there on the head. So bad. Okay, there's 1.5 tenths lost somewhere, but at least we improved.
Your lap times are validated. Please try to stay on the track.
It's like 1 centimeter makes so much difference. Let's save this. I think this was a tiny PB, but like just hitting the track limits 10 centimeters more opens up all the other corners so much that there's like 1 or 2 tenths just not fucking this part up. The target? A faster time. No, you cannot get off-throttle oversteer, like, not at all. Doesn't exist. Impossible. The only way to introduce oversteer is full power, break the rear traction. Nice. Block. That's gonna be it. I think the rear was better with a lower camber, actually. I forgot about that. We did that change at some point. No, the problem is, if we remove rear wing, it feels like rotation, but what's actually happening, the rear end is pulling the front out of the corner. No, you need rake in this car to produce more downforce. If you go low, you don't have downforce anymore. Ja, Basti, genau. So let's try in this balance, try the softer springs. Wait. Yeah. It was really rough like this. Okay, let's keep that. Let's try the OP techniques. Stop thinking and try some clicks. That's one thing it means, rink. Yeah, indeed. No, I don't have a situation where the rear is so planted. The problem is that I can't be... I would need to be more aggressive, but then the rear end loses the grip. So I need to be less aggressive, and it's a very subtle amount of throwing the car into the corner so it sticks, and if you do too little, it doesn't rotate. If you do too much, the rear snaps. I didn't see Tortellini's lap because it's probably atrocious to look how the Porsche drives around here. But I saw the lap time. But we figure the car likes low rear roll bar. Ground was definitely scraping like crazy on the braking. Nope. Interestingly, this gives too much traction to the... Oh, not. Let's not talk in traction. It rotates less if we go with those low springs. So if we go that low with the front, maybe we need one click more on the rear. To be honest, I don't think Motec helps in that regard. Okay, we can try lower ARB next, but it tends to not help the car in general. That's an aggressive rear end now. It's definitely not something for a stint. No, that's let's load what we had there earlier. Okay, start from there. Let's do the roll bar change. Let's see what it does. No, the car hates low preload. Just don't try. Everybody has it. Literally, if we had more people in the chat, we'd have every single part of the car suggested to do a change. See, there's free lap time already. 100 or 100. Yep, saw that coming. But that's just me because I'm driving since 1.5 hours. At Junes, if you don't know, Basti has actually put up an entire, for all tracks, Mercedes setups and data on the Popometer website. Bye, Joseph. Cheers. What happened? Why?
Green light, show them what you got.
Actually, let me quickly save the replay, because we still have... No, we don't. There was a proper restart. Nice. Okay, give me a second to breathe. Let me quickly send out a few codes because people are asking. So one here. One here. One here. I'll be right back driving because I enjoyed so much. So much. Love, 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 guys. Greatest community ever. There you go. Anything else I missed? Where's the game? Here's the game. Oh no, we don't have a delta anymore. That's bad. Let's try lower TC. Surprise gains. But no, it tends to allow more slip and then cuts more. And then you're slower. I'm not even touching the brakes and the ABS just goes nuts. Yeah, okay, so TC2 is just a bit tricky to drive. Shall we try the Watkins set? Need TC off button or so. I try a few more laps, but I think I'm done. I'm losing focus. Come on. I think there's more time in the last corner if I knew the braking point, but I've been there so rarely that I don't know it. Well, it's not iRacing. There, this actually happens with the grass. Maybe not 20%, but it does help. Oh, come on, man. The grippy line is so narrow. Oh my god. That was bad. Nope. Oh. I don't know, the brake distance is inconsistent. I don't get it. I actually forgot about that, Ivan. Don't think I noticed something. Completely irrelevant. No! This is so bad. I tell you, this was not off track. I swear to God, this was not off track. Here it comes. Swear this is not off track. No. I'd say I'm still on the white lines. I think this was on track. About the roll bar, yeah, I didn't really notice anything, I have to say. Not a support tick. I'll just clip the stream later and send it straight to ours. Okay, one last attempt. No. Why is every corner blind, man? Every single apex is blind. The entire first sector is blind. Started so good. Had really nice rotation, that long right-hander. Nope. It's gonna cost a tenth, that little bump. Oh, so annoying. What? Oh. There's always this point of no return. No! Why? I was clear. This shit show of a track, man. I tell you, this wasn't off track again. Okay, we can go hyper slow. Why? How do we... Oh no, what did I do? Let's do it one more time. Here's the place. Need a clip of that afterwards. Ah, come on. No. I'd say it's on the white line. Closer than the lap before, but on the white line. Fucking hell, man. So, there's more time. I can see there's a 0.3. But then we're already talking the perfect lap, right? Definitely not a 3. Took some extra safety. That was so bad. I'm losing time. Sometimes life is it's because I haven't done this corner in a normal lap for 30 minutes. Can only get better from here. Okay, the delta's entirely wrong now. No, the lap time didn't even start. What is happening here? What the actual fuck? bad. Very bad. Turn 1. I did leave a 10th on the table in the first corner. Shit show. Oh no, where is it? Never comes. I take it. I take it, and that's me for the day. There's another 10, so a 297 is what I see. And this is where it ends. It's 9 degrees colder for the Porsche. So I'm not sure how much it's actually quicker. But the temperature difference is not as, like the impact on lap time when changing temperature is not as large anymore as it used to be in the 1.7 or whatever. Saving that setup, by the way, the ARPs ended up being 6.2. Yeah, 2 more. I mean, there's more. I'm always going to have a green delta start of the lap, and then it's going to turn red just by the end of the lap. There's a tiny bit more. There's always more, but I think this was a decent-ish lap, no? Okay, I'll upload the... I mean, you can watch me do it, actually. You can watch me do that shit. Okay. Ow, my hands, man. That was a tough session. So where's my Chrome? Is this one, I think. Oof. Let's bring some music. So, how does this work? So, should you become a creator, you will just go to data packs. I mean, you can't see it because the camera's in front of it, but there's a button like new data pack. This is what we're gonna call it. Coda aggressive rake. Nice. Aggressive rake. Hot lap. I can add a lot of text here, but I think this is going to be a good description. Then we choose the track, which is this. Then we have the car, which is that. Check published, create the pack. Now I'm gonna add the setups. This was definitely a quality setup. Here's the, you can't see that pop up, I guess. Well, just navigating to the setup folder for Circuit of the Americas, Coda. There's the setup. YouTube not there yet. Now I'm just selecting the quickest lap. So all the laps recorded here that I suffered through. Let's pick the fastest, obviously, and then we create, and then it's already there. Yeah, damper mystic zone. I guess there's not so much to gain. And I mean, now the dampers kind of work as an assistance for platform stability. So if we change much to that, it's gonna alter everything into the wrong direction. So for now, I think this is good. I'll of course make a longer description later or so. And then once I find some brain again, I'll add more setups. The good thing always is once you purchase the package, every time the packets get changed, you just do a new download and you have whatever got added in the meantime. So don't worry to buy a package early. If there's just one setup in it, there's going to be more once it's completed. And now all I can do is, this sadly only works in a 2-step process right now, just add the replay too. Replay, save, coda, and now it's uploading that too. And then we're good, I think. And now you will find the data pack if you go to Circuit of Americas. It is. There's the one from Dinant, Mr. Wiersma. Yeah, Salvatore, we can speak. I mean, always looking for, I think right now, I mean, you can see the stats here on the main page. It's 21 people doing stuff, but you can also see that most people only added like 4 sets on average. And I know that Basti and Wiersma have added like plenty more than that. There you go. Yeah, Roberto. Yeah, exactly. Needs invitation, but just come to the Discord. There's a channel, development news. You can just raise your hand there, and they'll send over a code, which I'll just do right now after swap to the camera. So sending one to the 2 new guys who requested something there. Oh, I can't send a message? Message? I can. There you go. And then we'll, in the coming days, we'll probably just set it entirely public, but we just want to scale up very slowly, just to be sure. Yeah, Roberto, but if you just join the Discord, you'll simply get one, so they're not scarce. But we don't want a million registrations, so to say. I mean, we want, but not right now. So we want to add this slowly, but yeah, I'm seeing a lot more people raising their hands just right now, which is very good to see. Non-sticky pan. We had a coaching, mister. Okay, mark those done. Yeah, so just hit me up on Discord, Salvatore, and then we'll... It's fairly easy. You just sign up the same way everybody does, and I simply click a checkbox, and then you have more options. It's fairly simple. And you saw the process already. It's really not that hard. Oof, I need another beer, and the dog needs attention. Where is it, by the way? Let me get a treat for her. 1 second. Every stream needs dog. Come here. Say hi. Up. Fine. Hello. Yeah, okay. Sorry, yeah, it's I have it in the description as well, I think, the website. Happy doggo. She just had her period started. She's becoming a grown-up girl now. So she's wearing diapers to not bleed into the entire flat. Yeah, having a period is very tiring. Okay, that's a lot of signups. I'll send you all the code. 1 second. go. Oh. This is so cute. So yeah, everyone who's going to be a creator already is a creator and is in the chat. It's totally paying off streaming what you do, because people definitely want to have what you did there. Sending too many messages. Okay, I'll have to ping you in the channel then. So Bender, you're gonna get the code like this. I taste kind of salty, I guess, because I'm completely sweat. I was running before doing the stream, and now I was streaming for what, 2 hours or whatever, and yeah, probably sweated a lot. So there's a lot of salt to eat for me right now. Yeah, she's the dog zebra. We need a little shirt for her. Oh, she's so relaxed. It's incredible. You can't see it, unfortunately. Wait, you could if I turned on the webcam. 1 sec. Ew, that is dark. Yeah, light. Hello. Wait, there. This is the setup. There's the big cam. Sorry, I'm a bit shaky. You just go to the website, click register, and we'll ask you for a code, and then you just enter it, and fairly easy. Yeah, we're tired now. Okay, guys. I think we'll end it here. Yeah. Unless there's more questions, I'll call it a day. Okay, if you find any major bugs on the website, let me know. But we had like 2 weeks of testing with 100, 200 users now, and that wasn't too much. So if you find anything, it's likely a repetition, hopefully. And yeah, we'll keep adding stuff like what we did today, basically, with watching the sectors up closely here. Come on. So it takes a bit to load. Yeah, right. So the corners 3 to 7. That's the interesting sector here. Yeah, see how tight I'm into there, and then double apexing that one. Some people were over compromising, I think, trying to get a wide entry here, but you can't really gain something from it. You still end up in the same position here somewhat. How careful I am on the brakes here. That's like, where is that? Where is 3 to 7 there? Okay, doggo. Okay. Oh, I need to extend this, I think. Oh no, I made those separate. Here's the very shallow input into that corner. And then harsh here. Okay. Anyway, enough of that. I think you'll best look at that yourself. That's going to be the best experience. And then if things are unclear, there's the Discord. All the YouTube comments or whatever you feel needed. So, goodbye. Thank you all for watching and giving all the suggestions. I think there was some useful stuff in there, actually. So, bye. Probably see you the other day. I need a haircut before going live next time around.